कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभ जयो गिरवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभ जय गिरवरधारी शोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन शोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तिरुवनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवञ्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं सरिं साधुवेतं सावधूतं कृष्णसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्ता कांत सुतदेवी प्राणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो 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 नमः नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णापस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ते स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौ भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातां वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं हरि ओं तत्सत् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टाप्तशब्दनिश्च नित्यभावस्य भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining once again. And so last time we were talking about the qualities of cows. There's so many qualities mentioned about the cows and how all the demigods are within the cows as well. And in the age of Kali, cows are neglected, the Brahmanas are neglected. And also now Maharaj Parikshit, he approaches the personality of Kali. And we'll see what happens to Kali now. And also we're saying that in the Kali Yuga, the Shudras ruling, they are dressed like kings, but they're actually mentalities of Shudra. And this is why there's so many problems. Because Shudra means lack of spiritual knowledge and culture. So let's continue verse 7. See where we go with that. Okay. So tvam va mirnal dvalha pade nunah pada charan vrish rupena kim kaschid devo na parikhe dayan. So tvam, you, va, either mirnal dvalha, as white as a lotus, padehi, of 3 legs, nayunaha, being deprived, pada, on 1 leg, charan, moving, rishbul rupena, in the form of kim, whether, kaschit, someone, devaha, demigod, na, us, parikhe dayan, causing grief. So then he, Maharaj Parikshit, asked the bull. So he's there now, Maharaj Parikshit is there. While the bull and the cow were conversing, now Maharaj Parikshit is there talking to the bull. Who are you? Are you a bull as white as a white lotus? Or are you a demigod? You have lost 3 of your legs and are moving on only 1. Are you some demigod causing us grief in the form of a bull? So it's explained that at least up to the time of Maharaj Parikshit, no one could imagine the wretched conditions of the cow and the bull. Where cow is the planet Earth and bull is the personification of Dharma. Maharaj Parikshit therefore was astonished to see such a horrible scene. He inquired whether the bull was not a demigod, assuming such a wretched condition to indicate the future of the cow and bull. And so Srila Prabhupada explains that Mother Cow bestows all 4 dharma, arth, kam and moksha, the purushats. If we hurt the cow, we will also get hurt, because dharma starts with dharma. If dharma is hurt, then how can you have arth, kam and moksha, right? Or you can have earth and calm, but it has to be within dharma. It's outside dharma, that's vikarma, that's sinful. So by protecting the cow, we naturally get protected as well. So this dharma, the 4 regulations that we have, they're not there to punish us. They're there for our own protection. They're a shield, so we can work, we can stay on track. If we fall off track, then you will get lost, you go in the wrong direction. So keep us in track. So by the cow's blessing, both this world and the next world gets improved. By Mother Cow's grace, impossible becomes possible, and a cow has unique power. So one should understand that the bull are the father of the world and the cows are the mother of the world. And by worshipping them, all the ancestors and demigods get worshipped. So, we take it for granted. Most of us don't know that. We don't know. We were discussing last week that so many things we didn't know about the cow, the qualities the cow has. And, there's so much. And no wonder, the cow is worshipped in the Hindu Dharma in India is worshipped because has so many qualities. And I'll just run through, because some of you weren't here last time, so I'm just going to run through some of the qualities. So it's mentioned that the cow, this is the only creature that inhales oxygen and exhales oxygen as well, whereas we exhale carbon dioxide. If poisoned, the cow can hold the poison in its throat, so which means the milk does not get affected. The urine, dung or blood, it does not get affected. No traces of poison. So everything remains pure in the cow. Urine cures many diseases. Cow dung and cow urine, many medicines are made from stomach related ailments. Cow urine is sacred as Ganga Jal. So Ganga Jal purifying, cow urine also purifying. Cow is always considered as a holy and sacred. The womb of the cow is considered to be heaven, and the place where she stands is sacred. By worshipping the cow, one gets the grace of 33 crore demigods and demi-goddesses. By remembering the mother cow, one's consciousness gets refined. By affectionately rubbing, petting, stroking a cow, one gets recovered from incurable diseases. So this is the amazing. So maybe the surgery should have cows there to, if they can't cure with medicine, the cow can cure your problems. So this is amazing. The scriptures mention all these qualities of a cow, and we do take them for granted. We go to a goshala, just quickly feed them, and like half time we're just afraid anyway, getting too close to them, and we leave. But the cow, it has some amazing qualities, and even say that associating with the cow is really good for the mind. It's for the peaceful for the mind as well. So amazing. Okay, so we go to 8. Najatu kurevandranam dodhand pariram vritti bhutale anupatanti asmin vinate prananinam shucha. So not Jatu at any time, Kaurav Indranam of the kings in the Kuru dynasty, Danda, strength of arms, Parirambite, protected by, Bhutale, on the surface of the earth, Anupatanti, grieving, Asmin, up till now, Vina, save and accept, Te you, Pranin, Nam of the living being, Shucha, tears in the eyes. So now, for the first time in a kingdom well protected by the arms of the kings of the Kuru dynasty, I see you grieving with tears in your eyes. Up till now, no one on earth has ever shed tears because of royal negligence. So Maharaj Parikshit, he comes from a lineage of the Pandavas and beyond. They have all been exemplary rulers, and their kingdom has all been like Ram Rajya. To see someone being neglected, Maharaj Parikshit is saying that really that is our irresponsibility, that we have let you down, that we weren't able to protect you, because the ruler is supposed to protect the citizens, the animals, the plants, trees, everyone. So the protection of the lives of both the human beings and the animals is the first and foremost duty of a government. A government must not discriminate in such principles. It is simply horrible for a pure-hearted soul to see organized animal killing by the state in this age of Kali. So the government, they don't mind. They actually eat these animals as well. The people who are running, they actually eat them as well. So Maharaj Parikshit was lamenting for the tears in the eyes of the bull, and he was astonished to see such an unprecedented thing in his good kingdom. Men and animals were equally protected as far as life was concerned. That is the way in God's kingdom. So the first and foremost duty of the government is to protect. Pure devotees are paradukha dukhi. They become unhappy by the unhappiness of others. They give them Krishna consciousness. So that's the best gift you can give to everyone, is Krishna consciousness. Because when you give them Krishna consciousness, then you give them everything else that comes with it, all the qualities of being a devotee, of being Krishna consciousness. So one of them is compassion, mercy, like that. And you would not be killing, you would not be eating these things. So when you give Krishna consciousness, then you have basically give them everything else that's below that comes with it. So Maharaj is feeling guilty. Ma sor baitar shucho vaitu tu te brishalat bayam maro diramba bhadram te klanam mai shastri. So Ma, do not Sorebya, O son of Surbi, Atra in my kingdom, Shocha, lamentation, Vya itu, let there be, Te you, Brishlat by the Shudra, Bayam, cause of fear, Ma do not, road he, cry, Amba mother cow, Badram all good, they unto you, Klanam of the envious, may while I am living, Shastri, the ruler or subduer. O son of Surabhi, you need lament no longer now. There is no need to fear this low class Shudra. And O mother cow, as long as I am living as a ruler and subduer of all envious men, there is no cause for you to cry. Everything will be good for you. So Maharaj is giving them confidence that as long as I am ruling, you should not lament. Protection of bulls and cows and all other animals can be possible only when there is a state ruled by an executive head like Maharaj Parikshit. Maharaj Parikshit addresses the cow as mother, for he is a cultured twice-born Kshatriya king. Surabhi is the name of the cows which exist in the spiritual planets and are especially reared by Lord Shri Krishna himself. As men are made after the form and features of the Supreme Lord, so also the cows are made after the form and features of the Surabhi cows in the spiritual kingdom. So everything is a reflection of the spiritual world. We are the perverted reflection, but we are, whatever there is here, that means is also there in the spiritual world in its true form. We are the reflected form. So the cows are there, and the cows here are just their reflected form. But they still have so much potency. That's the amazing thing. So as men are made after the form and features of the Supreme Lord, so the cows are made after the form and features of the Surabhi cow in the spiritual kingdom. In the material world, the human society gives all protection to the human being, but there is no law to protect the descendants of Surabhi. This is the problem. Who can give all protection to men? By supplying the medical food, milk. But Maharaj Parikshit and the Pandavas were fully conscious of the importance of the cow and bull, and they were prepared to punish the cow killer with all chastisement, including death. There is sometimes been agitation for the protection of the cow, but for want of pious executive heads and suitable laws, the cow and bull are not given protection. The human society should recognize the importance of the cow and bull and thus give all protection to these important animals, following in the footsteps of Maharaj Parikshit. For protecting the cows and Brahminical culture, the Lord, who is very kind to the cow and the Brahmanas, Go Brahmana Hitaya, will be pleased with us and will bestow upon us real peace. Excuse me. Now, we were in Vrindavan recently, and we noticed that the cows, there's not so many cows and bulls roaming around on their own, and there is a lot of gaushalas now in India protecting the cows. So as you know, when the cows, they stop giving milk and the bull is old, they're abandoned because people can't afford to feed them, which is understandable. I mean, if you think about it, now India has been under so many aggressors, and 53, 70, 80 years independence, 79 years independence. It's a very new country after, being dominated. So a lot of poverty in India, but it's getting a lot better. People can't afford to feed themselves. How are they supposed to feed the animals? Yet they still have a soft spot for the cows. People still worship the cows. And now people, as they're going up the ranks in wealth, they are promoting, they are contributing towards gaushalas in protection of animals, right? Especially cows and bulls are being protected. So, but in other countries, not so much, But we hope that people will find that compassion. You have like vegans, they are thinking about the cows in some way or other, and they should also think about protecting them and contributing towards their protection as well. So that is 9. And there's some glories or more glories of Gaumata. In the there's a Gau Upanishad. In Gau Upanishad, it said one should see, offer obeisances, and circumambulate the cow. So when you have Govardhan Puja, you also have Gau Puja as well at the same time. And we've been in the manner, they have a cow like in an enclosure, and people circumambulate that cow. Right? By doing this, one is supposed to have circumambulated the entire its 7 islands. And in the Padma Puran, it's mentioned a person touches a cow after taking a bath becomes liberated from all sinful reactions. Those who smear themselves with the dust from the hooves of a cow are said to have taken bath in all holy places. And in this Gau Upanishad, Padma Puran, and now Agni Puran. What does Agni Puran say? The cow is pure, auspicious animal. Looking after cow is a commendable act. Feeding, bathing, making it eat and drink. Its milk products are used in religious ceremonies. Cow dung and urine have medicinal properties. Whoever gives a cow charity benefits the whole family. Wherever the cow lives, the place becomes pure. To care and to bathe the cow is like cleansing one's own sinful reactions. So, how can the cow be neglected when it's there, right there? It's like part of our Krishna consciousness. It's really, this really puts things in perspective, how important the cow is. And there are people who are willing, who are like volunteering to do this service, to look after the cows for free. They don't want to be paid, but they're happy to do like a part-time caring of cows because they have understood how important the cow is. It's how important the cow is for your mental health, for your physical health, because we drink the milk, and for your spiritual health as well. Right? Because it's telling you right here, there's like cleansing one's sinful reactions. So in every way, it's beneficial. 10 and 11. Yasya rastre paja sarvas tashyante sadvi asadubhi tasya matasya nashyanti kirti rayubago katihi esha rajnam paro dharmo hi artanam arti nigraha at enam vadishyami bhuta druham asattamam. So yasya, one whose rastra in the state, Prajaha, living beings, Sarvaha, one and all, Tarshyante, are terrified, Sadhavi, O chaste one, Asudabhihi, by the miscreants, Tasya, his, Matasya, of the illusion, Nashyanti, vanishes, Kirtihi, fame, Ayuhu, delusion of life, Bhaga, fortune, Gatihi, good rebirth, Aisha, these are Rajanam, of the kings, Paraha, superior, Dharma, occupation, he certainly, Artanam, of the sufferers, Arti, suffering, Nigraha, subduing, Atha, therefore, Enam, this man, Vidishyami, I shall kill, Bhutaduram, revolta against all the living beings, Astamam, the most wretched. So I chased one, the king's good name, duration of life and good rebirth vanish when all kinds of living beings are terrified by miscreants in his kingdom. It is certainly the prime duty of the king to subdue first the sufferings of those who suffer. Therefore, I must kill this most wretched man because he is violent against other living beings. So, when there is some disturbance caused by wild animals in a village or town, the police or others take action to kill them. Similarly, it is a duty of the government to kill at once all bad social elements such as thieves, dacoits and murderers. The same punishment is also due to animal killers, because the animals of the state are also the praja. Praja means one who has taken birth in the state, and this includes both men and animals. Any living being who takes birth in a state has the primary right to live under the protection of the king. The jungle animals are also subject to the king, and they also have a right to live. So what to speak of the domestic animals like the cows and the bulls? So any living being, if he terrifies other living beings, is a most wretched subject, and it's no better than an animal, or a wild animal in this case. The king should at once kill such a disturbing element, as the wild animal is killed when it creates disturbances. Similarly, any man who unnecessarily kills or terrifies the jungle animals or other animals must be punished at once. By the law of the Supreme Lord, all living beings, in whatever shape they may be, are the sons of the Lord, and no one has any right to kill another animal unless it is so ordered by the codes of natural law. The tiger can kill a lower animal for his subsistence, but a man cannot kill an animal for his subsistence. That is the law of God, who has created the law that a living being subsists by eating another living being. I mean, we eat plants and fruits and vegetables. I mean, they are also living beings, but of very low consciousness. Thus, the vegetarians are also living by eating other living beings. Therefore, the law is that one should live only by eating specific living beings, as ordained by the law of God. And Krishna says, Patnapusham phalam toyam. Krishna accepts these things. He'll accept the fruits and the leaves, because these are meant for us to eat, but we cannot eat other moving beings. The Ishpanishad directs that one should live by the direction of the Lord and not at one's sweet will. A man can subsist on varieties of grains, fruits and milk ordained by God, and there is no need of animal food save and except in particular cases. So unless you're going to die, you're desperate, there's nothing else, then just to save yourself maybe. But the Srila Prabhupada explains that there's plenty of grains, fruits and milk, so why eat the animals? And that was always his argument with the Western people. The illusion king or executive head, even though sometimes advertised as a great philosopher and learned scholar, will allow slaughterhouse in the state without knowing that torturing poor animals clears the way to hell for such foolish kings or executive heads. The executive head must always be alert to the safety of the prajas, both man and animal, and inquire whether a particular living being is harassed at any place by another living being. The harassing living being must at once be caught and put to death, as shown by Maharaj Parikshit. The people's government, or government by the people, should not allow killing of innocent animals by the sweet will of foolish government men. They must know the codes of God. So that you have man-made laws and you have God-made laws. And you need to know both. We only know the man-made law. There's like manuals on the man-made laws. Okay, you have something like, the Western, they have the 10 Commandments, but they even use them to their benefit and say like, thou shalt not kill. They're saying, oh, this means only means people, not animals. So, people can interpret things to their advantage. Maharaj Parikshit quotes here that according to the codes of God, the irresponsible king or state executive jeopardizes his good name, duration of life, power and strength, and ultimately his progressive march towards a better life and salvation after death. Such foolish men do not even believe in the existence of a next life. This is the problem. It's mostly atheistic society. While commenting on this particular verse, we have in our presence the statement of a great modern politician who has recently died and left his will, which discloses poor fund of knowledge of the codes of God mentioned by Maharaj Parikshit. The politician was so ignorant of the codes of God that he writes, I do not believe in such ceremonies, and to submit to them, even as a matter of form, would be hypocrisy and an attempt to delude ourselves and others. I have no religious sentiment in the matter. So contrasting these statements of a great politician in the modern age with those of Maharaj Parikshit, we find a vast difference. There's such a contrast between this. Maharaj Parikshit was pious according to the scriptural codes, whereas the modern politicians goes by his personal belief and sentiments. Any great man of the material world is, after all, a conditioned soul. He is bound by his hands and feet by the ropes of material nature, and still the foolish conditioned soul thinks of himself as free to act by his whimsical sentiments. The conclusion is that people in the time of Maharaj Parikshit were happy and the animals were given proper protection because the executive head was not whimsical or ignorant of God's laws. So if you're not spiritually cultured and you don't have knowledge about the law of the nation, you don't have, or at least you don't follow the laws of the nation or God's laws, and you should not be executive head. And we saw that at time of COVID, the executive heads who are telling people to stay at home and do this and that, they were themselves breaking the laws. And it was because media is so strong nowadays, it's highlighted, and people had to be answerable for that. So should know the nation's law, the laws of the country and laws of God, and you should not just be preaching them, you should be following them also. Foolish, faithless creatures try to avoid the existence of the Lord and proclaim themselves secular at the cost of valuable human life. The human life is especially meant for knowing the science of God, but foolish creatures, especially in this age of Kali, instead of knowing God scientifically, make propaganda against religious belief as well as the existence of God, even though they are always bound by the laws of God, by the symptoms of birth, death, old age, and disease. So anything to add on this? 10 and 11. So if someone says they don't believe in God, they are still bound by his laws of birth, death, old age, and disease. So it doesn't matter what you say, you're still bound by the laws. If you can care, if you free yourself from these, then you have to accept that someone more powerful is influencing you to experience these. They're saying really that doesn't matter what you think, there's a controller up there or within us, who is in charge of all this. That it doesn't matter, you can make your own decisions, your free will, but ultimately the control is in the hands of the Lord. And to see how big text 12 is. Okay, we can go through this. So ko vrishatav padam strin surabhya chatuspad ma bhuvam tvadrisha rastre rajanam Krishna nuvartinam. So cow who is avrishchat, cut off tavyo padan legs, three surbhiha, O son of Surbi, Chatupad, O you are four-legged, Ma, never to be, Bhuvan, it so happened, Tvadrisha, as yourself, Rashtre, in the state, Vajanam of the king, Krishna Anuvartinam, those who follow the court of Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead. I will say that when you are giving Krishna consciousness to people, you're giving them this dharma, and you are in a process of trying to restore the four legs of dharma. That's what Krishna consciousness does. It restores the four legs of dharma because we're following the four regulations. So he, Maharaj Parikshit, repeatedly addressed and questioned the bull thus, O son of Surabhi, who has cut off your three legs? In the state of the kings who are obedient to the laws of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, there is no one as unhappy as you. The kings or the executive heads of all states must know the codes of Lord Krishna, generally Bhagavad-Gita and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and must act accordingly in order to fulfill the mission of human life, which is to make an end to all miseries of material conditions. One who knows the codes of the Lord Krishna can achieve this end without any difficulty. In the Bhagavad-Gita, in a synopsis, we can understand the codes of Godhead, and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the same codes are explained in a more elaborately further. In a state where the codes of Krishna are followed, no one is unhappy. Where such codes are not followed, the first sign is that three legs of the representative religion are cut off, and thereby all miseries follow. When Krishna was personally present, the codes of Krishna were being followed without question. But in his absence, such codes are presented in the pages of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam for the guidance of the blind persons who happen to be at the helm of all affairs. So that is 12, and we'll stop here. So you can see that situation in the Kali Yuga, how people are ignorant of the laws of God and of the codes of God. Then people don't even know the laws of the country. Never mind the laws of God. They don't even know the laws of the country. People break laws all the time. A lot of people think the laws are there to be broken. Rules are meant to be broken, and people they try to fool the people, and there's so much nonsense going on. But if you follow the laws of God, you follow the laws of the land, then you can definitely live a material good life and a spiritual good life also. So thank you once again, and just get your viewpoints on this. I'll go to Purnikaksh Prabhu first of all. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanak Pranam. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Two things I came to know newly, Prabhuji. Cow holds poison in the throat, and there is also Go Upanishad. I never know this before. And my father, when he was child, we used to have 6 cows, and he said that they used to go and drink the milk from the cow directly, and they're really healthy. Like at that time, if we see those people without any medicine, they were so healthy. Not just because of the food habits, but they also work in the farms using the bull again. Without the help of bull, there was no tractor that time, so bull was helping them to do the farming as well. So bull plays very important role in our life, and I like that point. Like if there is no dharma and there is no artha and kama in a right way, and ultimately we will not have moksha if the dharma is broken. Then all other activities are not done properly and no moksha for them. And Prabhupada nicely explained how the government should be, and what's the role of a king. And every living entity has its own right, which is taken birth in that state. It's not just the human form, but trees, animals, everything has its own right to live, and we should not cause any disturbance to them. And as Christians say, thou shalt not kill. That doesn't mean just applied to humans, but it should also be applied to animals as well. Any living entity, in short. And cow in India, in every temple, like mostly Lord Shiva temple, Nandi is placed in front of the shrine. So first we have to see the Nandi through the eyes of cow, and then we go inside. That much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I think people also say something in the air of
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, this is what I mean, that we do have a lot of respect for the cow, and Krishna has his cows, and Lord Shiva has Nandi. So like that, cow is part of our spiritual life. We cannot deny that. We cannot get away from that. Wherever there's deities, there be cows as well. The deities of cows. Even in the house, we can have cows on our altar. So like that, we can't get away from it. Yet, there's such a contrast that other people are happy to eat them. This is the nonsense problem. Thank you, Prabhu. We'll just go to Hina Mataji just in case she needs to leave, and then we'll go to Kiran Prabhu. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna everyone. Thank you so much for the class. Yeah, such a lovely topic. I think I was also thinking about, obviously yesterday was Mother's Day, and also kind of thinking about how the cow yesterday, it also respected and considered as one of our mothers. She's a symbol of motherhood. And as she covered off in these verses so nicely, she gives milk selflessly. Her urine, her cow dung is considered purifying. And as we all know in our scriptures, cow protection is a great act of dharma. And societies where cows are protected, they prosper. There's lots of spiritual blessings endowed on them. And this was very much central to Srila Prabhupada's vision as well of building farming communities. And I know there's many of these that have started to develop around the world in our Iskcon communities, which is fantastic, which is great. And yeah, I think also we shouldn't also forget why cows are so important. Krishna spent his childhood herding cows in Vrindavan, so serving cows and protecting him also pleases him. And I think the latter verse also endorses that the rulers have the right to kill anyone who kills an animal, because animals are considered part of the ruler's subjects. They are living entities. They deserve the same protection as people would be protected. And these are, as you mentioned, well, these are natural laws, and I think many people don't know these exist, and they don't know the effect or the impact of breaking these rules. So those were my thoughts. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. You can go, you can hire a good lawyer to protect you from the laws of the land, but Krishna's laws you cannot escape. You cannot hire anyone to protect you from there. So you have to be very careful. Kiran Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Amazing verses, and what can you say? The therapeutic properties of Mother's Day, cow. Mother's Day is every day, and we should be protecting our mother, both the physical mother, the human mother, as well as our sacred mother, the cow, and Mother Earth. And of course, the concept of mother is so deeply enshrined in Bharat. Bharat is in its early days of developing after being pillaged and devastated by various rulers. And so, yes, the Raja Rishis who have been there and the Raja Rishi who's in charge now has to deal with some of the elements of hypocrisy that exist, because whilst it's developing, it's still involved in products which are halal, which are infused in some of our prasadam. And sometimes you have also the exportation of animal products, including beef, to other countries from the land we call Bharat. And, that disappoints me. But hey, this is the age of hypocrisy. And this is why Parikshit asks, who has done this to you? Who has taken away your 3 legs? And it's mankind and nobody else. And we are responsible for that depth of degradation that exists. And so, in order not to be too tainted by that depth of hypocrisy and degradation, the Shastras and the Vaishnava culture has given us the 4 regulatory principles. That is our iron dome. That is the iron dome which will protect us, as well as the Shastra and the injunctions that go within it. Daily we'll be impacted by the missiles of Maya. And hence, through the iron dome, we have to fire our own Shastric injunctions, our own knowledge from the Vedas, the Gita, the Bhagavatam, the CC, to dismantle those missiles of Maya that come towards the Iron Dome. And we have to have those missiles which are our own, which are the Brahmastras that are being given to us through the Shastras and the Vedas. Let's not be hypocritical like others. Let's be compassionate. vegetarians, and look after the earth, our mother, with compassion and reverence, because it can sustain the whole of humanity. We don't need slaughterhouses. We can sustain the whole of humanity with vegetarianism, grains, and anything that grows on a tree. I was often told, we have fish and we have eggs. I've always said, yeah, if that grows in a tree or a plant, I will have it. But until it comes from a plant, I won't have anything which will contaminate my body. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Prabhu. Yeah, you're talking about the degradation, the Kali Yuga. I mean, like there's jokes about like people in the old days when they used to cook something, they would send it in a container to their friends or relatives, and then the container was never sent back empty. They would put something in the container and send it back to them, the people who gave the food to them, like that. And then it's like now it's like you give food to someone, they will return your container eventually. And now it's come to the point that they will keep the food and keep the container as well. You don't even see the container back. So you can see how society and its consciousness is just falling, and there's like no understanding, there's no guilt and no shastric understanding at all. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay. Praveen Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Bhaktivedanta Pranam. And it's so nice that we are glorifying Mother Cow near Mother's Day, and how cow dung and urine is purificatory. I remember, like in India, people used to, I don't know the English word, like because the floors were not solid, they used to mix cow dung with the clay. The Lepen, they used to do that for it's purificatory, it keeps the house cool, and how like
back in the 70s, especially in Punjab, every household used to have a cow. Now we have a car parked outside. They used to have a cow parked outside the house. There's like always a like killa, what they call it, and there should be cow parked there, and the grandmothers would milk them. I remember, and we always had a cow, and my auntie, they had a cow. Everybody used to have a cow. It was like normal thing to do, but not so much now. I mean, like you have a cow, then yeah, there will be times when you worship them. You take the urine. The Brahmanas will worship them. Every household, the cow was like part of the family at that time, and the cow felt it was part of the family as well. It would give birth to a calf, and then if that calf would be part of the family, it was just amazing those days. But modernization, things have changed so much.
Yeah, that's the other point, Prabhuji, I want to, because when Pundrikaksh Prabhu said his dad always had cows, and my dad always had cows, and then I thought, oh my God, because I always think, how I've had Krishna's mercy, and like once one of the Matajis, she said to me, because I said like my dad used to look after so many cows, and she said that's why you've got Krishna Bhakti now. And so we can see what parents do. You do get the effect, because I always feel like I haven't done any good, to get this, what I've got. And now you've said it as well. So it confirms, it is mercy, because I remember, like you said, the cows, they felt so part of your family, because it came a point, my two brothers and my dad, they were all ill, like 3 beds lying, next to each other, really ill. And then we could not look after the cows. Then they had to sell the cow, and the cow, she was not going. She went, and she didn't eat anything at the other people's house. And after 2-3 days, she left her body. And my dad was so heartbroken, but we were not in the condition to look after them at that point. And we felt, even now when I remember that, because I was very young then, I thought I wished I had done something, but so the cows, that's how they feel part of the family. She just did not want to go, and she didn't eat anything at the other people's house. So yeah, just pray. Yes, like cows are very close to my heart, and I really feel like we can do something really, like you said, in Vrindavan. And that's my dream, that the whole India should be free. The cows should be not roaming on the streets. They should have a proper place. But saying that, there are gaushalas. We visited gaushala when we went 2023. And I don't want to name, who it was run by. And we came out crying because the condition of the cows, Prabhuji, you could see the ribs and the poor calves, and like they were so thin. What they were feeding, the leftover when they do sugarcane, that husk thing that has got nothing in it. And they say, oh, give donation, give donation. And I said, no, bring the greens. We'll give you money. We'll give you. Oh, we can't buy. There are no greens here. What are you feeding them then? So in the names of Gaushala as well, people just running business. Because we did put money in the donation box first, but then we said, oh, can we see the cows? Then we'll give more money. But no, there was, oh my God, we just came out crying. Yeah, we just have to all get together and do something for the cows. And now we read these verses, and now, because I went this time as well, so I got the details of one of the Gaushalas, and so we can do our checks, and then we can start supporting, because they said their aim is to get all the cows. This was in Dwarka, to get all the cows off the streets. And we went to the hospital as well to see. So which was very satisfying, and they had greens as well. So that was really good to see. Yes, they are feeding them properly.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. Sorry for taking so much time.
So I just want to hear from our Puran Prakash Chaitanya Prabhu, joined for the first time. He's a doctor as well. Just want to get his perspective on this. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Are you able to speak? Okay. We'll go to Ajaya.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, what do you think this topic we're discussing today? Anything to add to that? Prabhu, are you there?
Yes, Prabhu, I am there. You nicely described the qualities of the cows and protection. It's very important. All things were right.
So what's the doctor's perspective on this? He says that it can cure many diseases. What do you think?
The cow dung and urine has antiseptic properties. That is, everyone knows in the world, especially the Hindus, our community. But other people don't think in that way.
Yeah, that's right. Especially Western society don't feel that, they see it as a waste of the animal. Absolutely. And in fact, just in case somebody didn't know, when we do Abhishek, some cow urine and dung is added to the Abhishek. So you can see now we are doing Abhishek of the deities, and cow urine and dung is there also. Krishna is happy to accept the cow's urine and dung.
Even in Risham Panchak as well, Prabhuji. One of the days people give it to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So thank you so much, Prabhu. And just want to go to Ajaya now. So cutting short in time now. Ajaya, Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll keep it quick. So very nice for people, devotees. It's when we go against Krishna's will, Krishna's law, we tend to lose our daya, mercy towards others without realizing it. So we talk about slaughter of cows, slaughter of animals, lack of mercy towards others, is violence towards others. Is that things get even if you think you're doing the right thing, you can be led astray. So yeah, in that sense, it's very important that we take association of devotees, and protect the cows. We do take them for granted. They do provide a lot of not only assistance, general living as well, but as you pointed out, the various verses and other information, they are very helpful towards just general living as well. And not just when you go to Dham or the manor or wherever else, or the cows at in Birmingham, the 2 cows there. It's just they are very taking their association. We naturally try to immerse ourselves in the pastimes of Krishna. So naturally, when we see the cows, we are reminded of Krishna's pastime. He's looking after the cows. He's other fun pastimes. It could be dangerous pastimes. Reminder of Krishna. So there's a lot of benefit when we associate with the cows because we are naturally embodied Krishna. And then, that is what we try to do all the time. We try to be Krishna conscious. We try to always ensure our thinking is aligned with Krishna's will, what he wants from us. And that's the beauty of the cows. They remind us of Krishna. Very cool.
Very cool. Yeah, even myself, I think I need to pay more attention to the cows because it's been such a long time. Like I said, back in the 70s, we associated with the cows, and here we don't get the opportunity. And I think I may have neglected